Welcome to UCD Student Residences. This is where I lived in first year. It's super handy because my lectures are just around the corner. Your student card is like your passport in UCD. It's the only way you can get into residences, so it's not uncommon to see student cards flying through the air when people forget theirs to get in. Oh look, it's time for our first lecture. We better go.
This is the O'Brien Centre, the Rolls Royce of UCD architecture. If you think this building is pretty, wait till you see the engineering building. This lecture hall is usually packed with over 300 students. You can imagine it's a bit of a nightmare when you get stuck in the middle of a row and need to go to the bathroom mid-lecture.
There's O'Reilly Hall. It's a bit of a big deal here in UCD. That's where you'll have your entrance ceremony and graduation.
See that concrete block over there? That's the engineering building. Not quite as aesthetic as the science hub. You won't spend much time here in first year, but you'll get to know it pretty well after that.
Looks like we've beaten the queue. Chicken fillet rolls are a staple in the first year student diet.
5 minutes later.
Okay, let's eat this and head to the library. We have a chemistry test tomorrow that we need to study for.
Yeah, there's also a ton of great sporting facilities here. You know, there's a gym, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, you know, multiple pitches, and they're even in the coming year building a new athletics track, which is great. I suppose what's great whenever you first come to UCD is that in the first week of the semester, you know, they have the freshers tent, which is packed with societies for all types of hobbies, and it's a really great place to get to know people.
Yeah, I chose to study at UCD because of their negotiated learning approach for computer science. It basically allowed me to kind of pick and tailor my course to suit my needs. This was particularly useful as I had a few years industry experience.
For me, when I was doing the leaving, I knew that I wanted to do engineering, but I hadn't a notion what. UCD had the perfect program on offer for me because it was a well-known engineering program, which was actually general entry. So I would have gotten to try out a few different flavours of engineering to figure out what exactly I enjoyed.
For myself then, I suppose I remember attending the UCD Open Day with my parents back in sixth year, and I was extremely impressed with the campus. I wanted a chance to move away from home for college as well, and after the Open Day, I was sold with UCD.
So yeah, I guess for me, my initial introduction to computers was through video games at a young age. I was always very curious about how they worked, and I wanted to basically make my own. This curiosity then introduced me to the world of computer programming.
I had some similar experiences to Donica, getting enjoyment from figuring out how things worked at an early age. So I knew when I was going into college I wanted to do something which had a lot of practical elements to it, rather than just attend boring lectures. In engineering subjects, you still have the lectures, but often get the opportunity to apply what you learned in a practical lab. So your head isn't always just in the books.
I suppose for me, the first few years in college, it's very much theory based. And while doing the masters, you become a lot more comfortable with applying those principles of what you've learned to, real life scenarios.
As part of my master's, I undertook a 12-month internship in industry. So I'm in the same class as Matthew and I'm studying chemical engineering. And it was an excellent opportunity to gain exposure to the real world. And the placement actually reassured me that I enjoy working in industry as much as my time at UCD.
The UCD Intel Masters Scholarship Program basically supports students pursuing science and engineering master's programs. The support ranges from financial assistance to personalized mentorship. Personally, I really enjoyed the mentorship. I found it was a great space to ask questions about some of the work that they're doing at Intel and to get some advice for my own career path. It's also a great opportunity for the scholarship participants to join Intel.
Great. Well, that's just about time now, guys. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining and wish you all the best in your CAO application.
Hi, my name is Jeanette. I graduated from UCD last year in Chemical and Bioprocess Engineering, and now I'm a process engineer in the planar department at Intel. I really enjoyed my time at UCD. Starting college was definitely a huge transition for me, and I'll be honest, it was also quite tough at the beginning. I didn't have any background in applied maths or physics, and I found myself struggling to keep up within a few weeks of starting the course. And I'm sure I wasn't the only one. But UCD helped out a lot by organising study groups, providing tutorials, and recommending private tutors to those who needed the extra support. On top of that, my lecturers always made time to answer any questions whenever I needed the help. I joined Intel in September of 2020. All in all, I'm delighted to be working for Intel. I think I joined at a really exciting time and it'll be a really good experience to get to work on the new process.
Hi everyone, my name is Abel and I came all the way to Ireland to do my Masters in Mechanical Engineering as well from UCD. Now today my team comprises of engineers from various backgrounds such as chemical, electrical and mechanical, which comes in so handy since we are dealing with machines that constitute these engineering principles. Before joining Intel, I never knew that manufacturing one tiny microprocessor takes about 2 months. And I'm sure this is news for many of you as well. This is what drives me and makes my work enjoyable. So I'd encourage you to think on the same lines when you reach at that junction of choosing your career. In a nutshell, if it isn't exciting, it's not worth it.